Arrowsmith North is our leading project, and that has moved on to the next stage of the environmental process. We've had an interesting quarter. We're progressing with our silica sand deposits here in Western Australia. We put out a new resource at what we call Arrowsmith brand, and we've also been granted a mining lease on this project. It sits just south of Arrowsmith North. It's more of a strategic holding at this point. We've done enough metallurgical test work on this particular prospect to demonstrate that it is very similar sand to Arrowsmith North, can be processed the same way. But we certainly have adequate resources at Arrowsmith North to fulfill any obligations we have for silica sand markets. So that is really, it's a holding that we may develop further in the future. We also announced that the environmental review document that was produced for Arrowsmith North has moved to the next step, which is a PER, Public Environmental Review, and that closed on the 16th of July. We're waiting on a compilation of comments that would have been received by the EPA on that particular project. But it's a very important step, that stage of the environmental process, mainly because we're using a technique for rehabilitation called vegetation direct transfer, where we transfer a sod of topsoil and vegetation from where we're about to mine back to where we have been mining. It's been demonstrated to be the best outcome for rehabilitation or restoration of this type of Quangan heath. And that hasn't been used or approved by the EPA to date. So it's a very important step for them to accept the fact that we're using that particular method. And also the area that we're applying for here. We're applying for 380 hectares of area for silica sand mining. It's an extensive area, and it's much bigger than anything that's been approved before. And the fact that these particular precedents have now been accepted by the EPA is a very important step in our approvals process. So we look forward to moving the company forward in the next quarter. We're not spending a lot of money at the moment. Most of the surveys that we require for our environmental review documents for our other projects have been completed, and pending the comments that we get back on Arrowsmith North, that will dictate any extra work that we may have to do on these other projects. Otherwise, they'll start the environmental process as well. So we look forward to the next quarter.